Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you all had an amazing time with loved ones. I'm finally back on YouTube after my hiatus, and I'm super excited for today's video because I'm going to be sharing with you some techniques that have helped me shape my goals for 2023. I'm going to be sharing with you some key takeaways as well on how you can have successful goals this year and some of my personal goals as well. I'm super excited for this year, and I'm really excited to see where 2023 takes me, and I hope you guys have the same energy as well. Now, did you know that just by writing down your goals on a piece of paper, in your journal, on your phone, whatever it is that suits you, if you write it down, you are 42% more likely to actually achieve your goals as opposed to just having it in the back of your head. I think it's such a simple step in making such a big difference, don't you think? Now, I know that there's been a lot of talk about, New Year's resolutions, given it's January 2nd when I'm shooting this video, but this doesn't have to make you feel overwhelmed, and you don't actually have to create your goals in the beginning of the year. You can go ahead at any time that feels comfortable for you, because these goals at the end of the day are for you, and you should feel comfortable seeing these goals, writing them down, and actually working towards them. There are many different ways on how you can actually manage your goals, one being vision boards. I know that these are really popular. People who are visual learners love to see their goals in the form of a vision board with their hobbies, interests, likes, and their ambitions and where they'd like to see themselves in the year, and they usually translate this onto their computer desktop and on their phones as well as a wallpaper. That's actually going to be something that I personally do as well. I've never done this before, but I think it's a great way to just see your goals every single day and be reminded of them. Other people may like to write their goals down in their calendar, and others may like to write it in their phones or on their journals. Choose a method that works well for you. What I've done with my goals is I've actually categorized them into a few different categories. So I've got lifestyle, I've got work, money, mindset, I've got health and well-being, self-care. Now, I won't be showing the nitty-gritty details of my goals because some of them are definitely personal, and I'm sure I don't want to bore you guys with the work-related goals. Now, let's get started. Now, health and well-being is a big one for me. I feel like I was definitely on the road to getting into better shape last year, but I feel like I'm just a tad bit away from achieving my desired look, and I know exactly the look that I'm going for in my head, and I want to feel healthy. I want to be able to feel comfortable in my body. So a few goals around my health and well-being include, firstly being that I have to close all my Apple Watch rings. I bought myself an Apple Watch last year, and I'm so happy I did. I feel like a lot of people are either Apple Watch people or not. I definitely feel like I am, and it's really changed my life. I don't have ridiculous goals on here because I do plan to work out 45 minutes every single day. That is 7 days a week. Now, that doesn't mean it's strength training all the time. I'm happy to do Pilates, yoga, going for a walk, and doing some hiking as well. So let me break down my goals for you. In terms of my move goal, I have it at 550 calories, nothing too crazy. My exercise goal, I have brought it down from 1 hour to 45 minutes, and my stand goal is at 12 hours a day. Now, having this Apple Watch does definitely provide me with accountability. It's always on my wrist, and it always just reminds me of reaching my goals each day. This year, I've also decided not to go ahead with cardio-based training. I feel like it doesn't work well for my body. Additionally, I've also opted in to do one hike per month. One hike is greater than 5 kilometers in my book, so I've actually jotted that down into my calendar. I think it's very important. Another health and well-being goal of myself is to not drink alcohol by myself at home. I know that sounds very depressing, but I've made it a goal of mine to just have alcohol in a social setting. Now, I'm not the type of person that has many social outings, so that's really good for me because that would limit my alcohol consumption. I have personal views around, what alcohol does to my body, and in terms of my gut health as well. It doesn't really sit well with me, so I'm going to try and limit that to just social environments. Additionally, I'm going to be introducing more protein based in my diet. I used to have a fear of having a lot of protein because I thought that it would make me look very muscular, but I was wrong. I've learned it the hard way, and I'm definitely going to be introducing more protein. The key thing here about my health and well-being goals, and all goals in general, is that it's really important to pop this into your calendar. I personally use Google Calendar, and that's what I found really works well for me. Let's move on to mindset. Now, I have decided to read for 30 minutes each night before bed. I've put this into my calendar as well. I've made sure I've allocated some time because I personally think it's so important to read, whether that be fiction or non-fiction. I personally was never a believer of fiction books, but I think it's something that allows me to just escape from my work, my day job, and allows me to just relax and unwind. Now, I do also have a running list list of books that I want to complete or I want to read, and I've set myself a target as well to read a book every fortnight. Now, some people may like to do this on a weekly basis, but I'm a slow reader. I'm getting into this routine, and perhaps I may change later down the track to one book per week. Let's move on to travel. Now, travel is not a big component of my goals this year. I've only got one trip planned. I've got India in March, where I'm going for my friend's wedding, and other than that, I'm having a very quiet year in Sydney with my partner. The reason for this is because we did a huge Europe trip last year, where I've vlogged about it on this channel as well, so you can go back and you can watch the vlogs. I think I'm ready to just stay in Sydney for a little bit, focus on work, and really, drill down on my purpose for this year. Moving on to lifestyle. Now, I currently wake up at about 6:45 every morning. It's such a struggle for me these days because I am sleeping a little bit later, but I do plan to wake up at about 6 a.m, possibly 5:30 if I work towards it, and that just means I have to go to sleep at 10 p.m. or 10:30 so that I get adequate amount of sleep. I've also put this into my phone as well to make sure I get a reminder. Another lifestyle goal of mine is to not check my phone first thing in the morning, and in fact, I'm only going to be checking my phone when I come back from my workout, so that gives me at least an hour and a half before I actually check my phone in the morning, which is just definitely a lot more easier on the eyes and also on your mental health as well. Self-care for me is very important. I feel personally for me, I need to look my best because that makes me feel my best. I've allocated myself to get a massage done every 6 weeks. It's also part of my health insurance as well, so might as well take use of the benefits. In addition to that, I've also decided to do fortnightly sauna sessions where I've booked in an infrared sauna for myself and my partner so that we can relax, our muscles can recover, because we are going to be working out, numerous times during the week. We need to allow our bodies to also recover and relax so that we're not burnt out. I also plan to get a facial done every now and then. I recently did get a facial done. It was called the hydrofacial, and I definitely saw a lot of benefits. I'm not one to get facials done. I usually do scrubbing and toning my face for myself at home, but I think it's really good to get a deep clean every now and then and get it done professionally if you can afford it. In terms of my money goals this year, so I have actually decided not to invest a lot of money because I have actually purchased 2 investment properties at the end of last year. So December, I actually made 2 purchases, which I haven't actually announced on this channel, but I will make a video on that very, very soon. Because of that, I've allocated a lot of my funds towards property. I've decided to just hold back a little bit and utilize my money and my spending and invest it into my business. I've also decided not to go ahead and make any luxury purchases. Last year was a very big spending year for me, and I've capped myself this year to no large purchases over $200 because I just want to save my money, invest it in my business, and that's what my priorities are for this year. In terms of investing, I don't want to completely shut myself off, so I have decided to still continually invest $500 per month. I know it's a very small amount, but I want to invest that amount into cryptocurrency. You guys all know I've been investing into cryptocurrency for quite some time now, and I personally don't invest my money into the stock market or ETFs, as I personally feel that kind of investing is not as interesting as I would like it to be. The bread and butter for my sort of investing is property investing. I've seen great growth in the investment properties I have purchased, so I've just stuck to what I know best, and just to play around with a little bit of money, I'm going to invest some money into cryptocurrency. So those are my goals that I've planned for this year. It might look like I've got a lot, but trust me, once you get into the routine and you get into the swing of things, it really does become like your daily habits and your daily life. And when you are constantly reminded of these on your calendar and you don't do this at the end of the day or the end of the week, then it does give you that extra push to get things done. A few key takeaways. Add a time element to your goals. So instead of saying that you want to save $12,000 per year, you can say that you want to save $1,000 per month. So just break it down into small, tiny, bite-sized pieces. Add timelines, reminders, and alerts on your calendar, on your phone, whatever it is that works for you, so that you are reminded to stay on track of your goals. Once you've written your goals down, it's also very important to refer to them on either a daily, weekly, fortnightly, or monthly basis. So make sure you check in with your goals. And as I said, if you are a visual learner, then you can try adopting the vision board method on your phone, on your computer, even on your wall in your bedroom as well. And at the end of the day, it's up to you whether you have 1 goal or 50 goals. goals, because ultimately if you end up achieving that one goal, it's better than not achieving all those 50 goals. At least you won't be overwhelmed. So it may be better for you to start off with maybe 1 to 3 goals, and then once you find yourself in a bit of a routine, you can then add on additional goals if you like as well. That is it from me. Please do subscribe to my channel. I will be releasing a weekly video back on this channel all about personal finance, career and lifestyle, productivity as well. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks guys.